Public comments? 1.6, approval of minutes of regular meeting of September. You have a public comment? Yes, sir.
Judge, on the record, for the landfill, he said recommended 75, but we did approve 90,000 from here. So which one is it? Right here on the minutes. For the landfill.
So you're asking about for the approval of the minutes?
Right, to correct,
Oh, that's
huh?
when the minutes come up.
I know, but I gotta say in public comment, because otherwise I keep stress, you know? Right? Yeah.
Then they already make
Huh?
those transfers.
We're going to go into session. Thank you, Commissioner.
We're gonna have
He's asking for it.
I have a public comment.
You have a public comment? Yes, sir.
Judge, I just wanted to let the court know and the public that we have assisted the coalition last week in a donation we received in transporting some furniture for the giveaway to the public from the one of the man camps out to one of the churches. And also, I was going to advise the people that if anybody's using FM 186, there's been a lot of accidents out there due to the speed and oil field traffic. We have an intersection at the end of 186 and Faith Ranch Road that we've had 20 people go straight at the intersection and hit the boulders. So just please, if anybody's out in that direction, use extreme caution when traveling around there. Correct, Commissioner also reminded me that there's already been a fatality at this intersection and it's creating,
Several.
yeah, it's an issue, TxDOT working on it, so just please be careful of it.
Any other public comment? Approval of minutes of regular meeting September 11, 2023.
Judge, at this time I would like to have a executive session concerning the minutes on the order of personnel and some concerns I have. I would like to request executive session.
So when we go to executive session, we can't make any decisions. If we do, it has to go
What has
back.
to do with things? So, has to do with things.
The time is 10:06 and we are going to go into executive session. I apologize, everyone, if you could please step outside.
Step into.
The time is 10:37. Ms. Belinda, we're back on the record from executive session. There was no action taken in executive session regarding personnel. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes subject to changes and corrections.
So,
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Urenda. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. 2.1, approval of bonds. No bonds, no action. 2.2, discussion and appropriate action. Approval for District Judge Amado Abascal to attend the TCIC TLED's full access training in Austin, Texas.
so move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Second.
Second by Urenda. Discussion. Is this for the actual judge, Ms. Garcia?
Yes.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you. 2.3, discussion and appropriate action, approval of interlocal agreement between Dimmit County and the City of Carrizo for law enforcement.
Was there any changes made to it?
There. Can you hear me? There is no changes, Commissioner Alonso, simply that the dates were added to reflect October 1st, beginning October 1st, ending in September 30th, 2024. If you can recall, there was not a interlocal agreement for the last year with the, with the City of Carrizo. This interlocal agreement will reflect a new, a new agreement between the County of Dimmit and the City of Carrizo Springs for services provided by the Sheriff's Office to the City of Carrizo Springs. It is a yearly contract or a yearly agreement, which indicates the sum of $350,000 to be paid in 4 installments.
Okay, so we're gonna pay 250,000 for right now for this new contract?
Beginning on October 1st.
Okay, and the 100,000 for last year's?
Correct. That's the outstanding debt that the City of Carrizo has to the County of Dimmit.
And so they're cut off from the previous years?
Correct. They owe, let me tell you, it has it on here. Give me 1 second. The City of Carrizo owes Dimmit County $367,737. If you see page 7 of the memorandum, that was done.
I might be wrong, but I thought it was a little bit more than that from the previous years.
So where's Mr. Perez? So last year, there was no contract that was entered into by the County of Dimmit and the city, is that correct? There was an oversight on that last year and nothing was ever signed. So now we're signing it for this year because in doing the research and in speaking to the Sheriff's Office, there was no contract ever signed between Dimmit County and the City of Carrizo last year. So last year, the services provided by the Sheriff's Office were without reimbursement, Commissioner.
But they still owe us 300.
They still owe, yes, sir.
So when are they gonna start paying that?
So with this new interlocal agreement, it's the amount that I advised you, which is $350,000 to begin on October 1st with an additional $100,000 that would be going towards that debt that they owe. It would have been lowered, obviously, but since there was no contract last year, nothing got paid towards that debt.
Is the sheriff here?
Chief, is the sheriff here?
No, sir, he's at a conference.
How do we go about whenever there's inmates within the city limits? The city pays for them or does the county take full responsibility?
What do you mean, inmates?
Let's say, for example, if somebody's arrested in Carrizo, in the city limits, does the city pay anything for them to be held?
No, not City House ever did.
Because I'm pretty sure that if they have a warrant out, they get arrested, correct? And even though it's the cities, We still gotta carry them?
Yes, sir.
Pereira, I thought we had an agreement that they would pay something out of that.
There was an agreement. but
There was no, Commissioner Juan, last year,
No.
in the fiscal year, last year, not this one, last year, a contract was never entered into with the sheriff, with the Dimmit County and with the city of Carrizo. So for the last year,
Right, I understand that, pero it's not included in here either, correct?
But once they're booked, they're ours. They're legal, they're.
I understand, but the arrest warrants didn't come from Dimmit County, it came from the city of Carrizo, correct?
so this $350,000 that they pay us goes towards the services of when they initially
Right.
make the stop. So once they make the stop and they book them and then they enter into the system and they're incarcerated, they now become Dimmit County, so we have to incur the cost.
This is a good question. Let's just say, somebody that has a fine in the city of Carrizo Springs, and they go to the municipal judge, but then the municipal judge agrees to have them picked up. It's coming out of the city, it's not coming out of the county that they picked them. So I think we should put, to me, there should be some kind of agreement where if the municipal judge orders an arrest, then the city should pay restitution to the county, or for housing them in our jail. Because if we let them go on, if the municipal judge is there and she gets the arrest warrant to have them arrested, but then the JP goes in, the JP can go bail them out because it's a city prison. Or am I wrong?
No, because once they go into the sheriff's office, they become,
But it was picked up within the city limits.
correct, but you still have, the JP still have to post, they still have to allow them to post bond and magistrate them.
Well, doesn't the municipal judge go and magistrate them?
No, they do not.
But, I mean, because that puts us in a bind. We're losing.
Usually on citations and tickets, usually they have an amount they have to pay.
Well,
It's
no,
a
I
money
understand.
order, and it
But-
goes to whoever the deputy or the city deputy puts the judge name on it, whoever it goes to.
But again, if the municipal judge orders them to be arrested, the JP, I'm assuming, I don't know the law, but I'm assuming that the JP cannot go and set a bond because it was done by the municipal judge. Somebody needs to go and set a bond for them, not the county, not the city.
Usually the judge puts the bond amount or
Amount.
the amount on the citation, on the warrant.
The municipal judge.
County judge.
No, municipal.
The municipal judge too, yes, sir. The warrants already come and already set on the.
Because it'll be a case-based
So
profile.
what do we see from there? No expense, right?
You know,
We
I
were
just
just eating the
pay the
bill.
rest.
My only concern is that we're already overstaffed there with inmates, correct? That is why we're not getting any more federal prisoners, correct? Because you have 52 or 51 inmates total,
Yes,
and
sir.
then you got 32 federal or from other places where they pay, and yet ours don't pay. If the deputy arrests them, we don't get nothing in return. In other words, if the federal send people, then we get paid for the use of the building. But if you got 50, that's half of the population in the jail, then that's why I told the district attorney when he came down that they needed to move these people out, and he said as long as there's no LS, whatever it is called, that they couldn't do anything. Right?
Yes.
Okay. That's the only question I had that was.
And that's the question I have. Because, in reality, if I didn't know what, if the municipal judge orders an arrest, why are we housing them? But then we don't get nothing from the state for housing.
If I may answer, I've been a judge for 17 years. I've never had a municipal judge go and magistrate on their warrants. In fact, I've never magistrated on a municipal
No,
judge.
I'm not saying that. All
I'm
asking-
explaining the process. You're asking the process that I'm explaining to you. In the last 16, 17 years, I've never magistrated on a city warrant for a citation for a traffic violation. I've never magistrated for that. Again, I've been to JP for 17 years. I've never come across a municipal
Yeah,
judge
but
warrant.
doesn't
I've
it, it's
seen-
like she's saying that if they get arrested, it automatically becomes a county issue. So that's probably why you never have magistrated anybody from the city, because the county picked them up, so
Well, we still have to
they're-
magistrate them and let them know what
Exactly,
their bond
but-
is, which is
And
what
then
the citation.
the warrant says what municipal court depends on what judge comes from.
And it has the amount, and the judge magistrating will inform the defendant of that fee amount, and that individual has to pay that before they are released.
I'm just trying to figure out where we're at.
Because,
It's different if it's a misdemeanor, like a felony or a class A or B, then the judge will set bond, which is myself or the other 3 JPs. If they commit an offense in the city of Carrizo Springs and they're arrested for an assault, then we set a
no,
bond. on them.
but my question is just real simple, and I'm not trying to put anybody in a spot. But if you're the municipal judge, say you want somebody arrested right there because within the city limits that belongs to the city of Carrizo, yet you request an officer, let's just say the marshal go pick them up, where are they gonna take it?
Or we'll get to the jail.
But that's what I'm saying, but then what restitution do we get? Because in regardless, it's costing the taxpayers.
And I
Either
understand
way,
that.
it's
But I
costing the
think that
taxpayers
is-
for housing a prisoner that has nothing to do with the county.
And I understand that, but I'm the municipal judge and I don't have that kind of authority to do that. That would have to be between the commissioner and the city council.
Well, that's what I'm asking, if
Yes.
there's something in our contract that will come up with, it's just a question I guess. It's not something that I'm pushing, it's not something that I got against anybody, it's just a concern I have since we're using tax dollars to cover for this. What do we get as restitution?
Well, I think
So essentially, you're asking, in addition to the 350,000 that we're asking, you want us to possibly negotiate with the city to pay additional funds for any time that there is any situation where they have to house somebody that comes from the municipal
Yes, ma'am.
judge.
Yes.
So then I will entertain a motion to table this item.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any other discussion?
Judge, is there gonna be like a continuation clause or something so this doesn't happen again?
If you can come forward, and also just be advised, Commissioner, that because we have fiscal year beginning October 1, that because there is no contract, we're going to continue the services without pay until we
No,
rectify.
But I just,
I was just asking if there was gonna be like a continuation clause so we don't go through this mess again if it kind of slips through the cracks of not redoing
Well,
it.
I'll ascertain that it does not slip through the cracks, and my staff is here, so they'll be advised that we're going to get this on the next agenda. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 2.4, discussion and appropriate action, submission of resolution for nominees to the Dimmit County Central Appraisal District Board of Directors elections.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So the voting entities have received the information for the election of the next term for the Board of Directors for the Appraisal District. This step will pertain to the nominations. We do have 5 vacancies on the Board of Directors that are open, so that this would be for nominations for those 5 vacancies.
Okay. And these nominations need to be submitted to you by when? October 15th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Do you all have any questions as far as the process for the election?
Anybody have questions?
we'll take action on the next commission's report. We'll submit the voting.
To submit the nominations, correct.
As long as they're submitted before.
Before October 15th, yes.
Yes.
You had a question, Commissioner? Okay. Any other questions? And for for Dimmitt County, how many nominations, Ms.? One?
There's 5 vacancies, so you all are eligible to nominate 5 people. The next step after I receive the nominations is going to be where I'm going to give all the entities a listing of all the nominees submitted by all the entities.
Okay.
And then from there, you'll be able to cast your vote
So,
for whatever nominee you
so you can go by the amount of votes we got, you know?
Those
Because
are,
usually the school gets 4,
Yes.
we get 1.
Mhm. But because there's 5 vacancies, you all are allowed to
nominate 5.
to nominate 5 people. Because the ballot, including all the nominees from all the entities, are going to be sent out to all the entities. And from there, they'll choose persons.
But we can only still get 1 possible.
Yes.
You only have enough for one if you use all your votes for that.
Yeah.
one person.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 2.5, discussion and appropriate action, approval to use the Dimmitt County Fairgrounds and Pavilion for the 10th Annual Eco Fort Fall Fling on October 14, 2023.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning, ma'am.
This is our 10th annual, so we've been doing it for 10 years, thank God. And if you have any questions, let me know.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you,
Thank you,
Ms.
Judge.
Anna.
Thank you.
Discussion and appropriate action, approval to use Bowman Field from September 25th, 2023 to November 22nd, 2023 for soccer practices, soccer games to be held Mondays and Wednesdays, beginning at 6 p.m.
So moved.
Morning.
Morning. So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion?
Mr. Pereira, on this one, we don't charge anything?
I think you do.
Yeah.
You just have-
Yes, I believe we
Yeah.
have to sign a contract and we're taking care of that today.
Do you all use the lights also?
Yes,
So how much is it, Pereira?
I believe it was $100.
$100 for the whole year?
It's from September to November.
Correct?
It's $100.
You pay the $100 deposit and the $100 rental fee.
And
But do
then
we
it's-
keep that money or you give it back when the season's over?
She gets the $100 deposit back. If
And then
everything's
we charge $100 extra?
yes, for the rental fee.
To include the light.
Right. Yeah, and I understand there's been construction on the concession stand itself and also the restrooms. So yeah, I appreciate that.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Judge.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Juliana and myself will take care of the $100.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Thank you.
And Ms.
Seidel?
how much charge?
Ms. Seidel,
Yes.
for the pavilion?
How much is
For
it
the
over here?
pavilion, I believe she uses the old fairgrounds, right? Yeah, the old ones. Okay, I am not in charge of that one.
We don't charge for that other one?
No,
Yeah.
we pick up we have the electric meters on that.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
We have the electric meters. Chamber is in charge of all the electricity over there. At
They
that
take care of the
pavilion.
electricity over there.
The chamber pays for
No,
it.
no, I understand, but there's no use for the facilities.
Yes,
How much is it? That's what I'm asking.
I don't know how much they charge.
no, we've never charged, I mean,
I am
we've never
not
paid.
in charge
I
of
think
that,
it-
Commissioner.
Well, even the, what's the other one, the small town rally is having theirs on 22.
The reason I'm asking is always after saying that everybody needs to pay for the county facilities.
Okay,
That is
so-
why I'm asking.
So is that property then the city or is that the county?
It's the county property, but I think what, I think historically speaking, and you can maybe correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Seidel or Carlos, is that instead of charging her, they would offset the cost of the meter for the electricity, because we did charge the small town rally. We are charging them to utilize the pavilion, however, obviously, they don't pay for the electricity.
No, no, sí,
We
it
pay,
was a
yeah,
charge, I
we
was
pay
gonna
for
pay for it, pero I got doubt, they gotta pay, I don't.
You can't go take care of them.
So just for the just to put it on the record, just for the record, so that there is no indication of impropriety or bias or impartiality, the reason why the chamber is allowed to use the pavilion without cost is due to the fact that we, in lieu of paying for the pavilion usage, Dimmit County Chamber of Commerce pays for the electrical usage for that weekend. Correct. Thank you very much. Thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Alright.
Motion carries. You good?
For the soccer league.
Okay, just. 2.7, the discussion of appropriate action, adopt proclamation and support of Women Gardens Women's Shelter. Is there a proclamation? Did y'all submit a proclamation? The proclamation to declare October 2023 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month, whereas domestic violence is a systematic use of physical, emotional, sexual, and psychological and economic control and/or abuse, including abuse to children and the elderly, and whereas domestic violence and individuals' privacy, dignity, security, and humanity, and whereas domestic violence is not confined to any one group of people, it is spread across all economic, racial, and social barriers which are supported by social indifferences, and whereas the impact of domestic violence is wide-ranging, directly affecting individuals and society as a whole here in the community, throughout the United States and around the world, and whereas the Winter Garden Women's Shelter is here to provide services to victims of domestic violence and/or sexual assault, and whereas the survivors of domestic violence from the Winter Garden area have been at the forefront of efforts to bring peace and equality to their homes, neighborhoods, and cities, and whereas the majority of Texans believe that they can make a difference in efforts to end domestic violence, and whereas abusive behavior is a learned behavior and children who live in domestic violent homes are a higher risk of becoming abusers and victims. And now, therefore, in recognition of the important work done by the Winter Garden Women's Shelter and the other domestic violence agencies, I do hereby proclaim the month of October 2023 to be National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And I urge all citizens to actively participate in the scheduled activities and programs to work towards improving victim safety and holding perpetrators of domestic abuse accountable for their actions against individuals and our society as a whole. In witness hereof, I here unto my hand and cause the seal of Dimmit County to be affixed on this 25th day of September 2023, making October 2023 Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Any motion?
I need a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Uranda. Any discussion? Are y'all gonna have activities for the month?
Some scheduled?
Okay.
I'm gonna get it signed for you, and then we'll up down there right now to get a picture and stuff, because I know that y'all need it, but we'll get it, because they need to seal it for you.
Yes, ma'am. Do you have the original? You don't have your else out, we'll just use this one with the seal. If I can have some of the elected officials that are in the room, please to come forward for a photograph, please. With that, please. Since you're part of the. Yes.
There's more room here.
One, two. Thank you. 2.8, discussion and appropriate action, approval to subdivide 40 acres into 10-acre tracts on 200 Egg Road.
I sent in a preliminary survey for that, yes.
What is your name, ma'am, for the record?
That's
Okay. Go ahead, Commissioner, you have a question?
Yes,
So this is not the one you're gonna file?
that is the preliminary survey that's been done, so we just needed to have it approved. I believe there was some type of wording, like, has to do with the easement on that property.
What I explained, Commissioner, what I explained to,
Ms. Martinez?
yes, is that the wording needs to reflect that once that they reach the end of Egg Road, which is county maintained road, we're not responsible for the road going into the subdivision of the four plots. That was one of the things that would always come up, that make sure it's clearly stated that we're not responsible for any maintenance in the future for the roads for the subdivision.
Yeah, but what I'm concerned about is this not to be recorded, so if we vote on it and approve it, how are we gonna record it then? On the very bottom, it says that once we adopt this one, this will become the official document, right?
So this is just a preliminary survey.
I know.
Once we get it approved,
You
then
come-
we will
yes.
go through.
That comes back to Commissioner's Court.
This is kind of like the last situation, the last gentleman that approached. It's kind of, except he had a drawing, they actually had a survey. So this is just for them to move forward to bring the actual.
So once we approve the preliminary one, she still has to come back for us to
Right.
approve the final.
But it's gonna be on the motion,
Correct. We can put that on the motion.
correct?
Subject.
Is this gonna be gated or?
It is gated right now, but it's open, of course, because it's 10-acre tracts that are being bought within, I don't know, the next couple of weeks. So then there's going to be 3 other 10-acre lots.
The reason I ask is just for emergency services.
Oh, okay.
If there's gonna be access for.
Yeah, it'll be open.
Yeah,
It'll be open.
throughout all 24 hours?
Yes.
Once they do that easement, yeah, it'll be an easement down that road.
So we'll have to come in for another
Once you have the finalized
survey.
survey, yes. with the proper language that indicates that easement. That the county's, once it becomes private road, that the county's not gonna be liable to maintain that private road. That easement that you're gonna put in the middle to break the other, for entrance for the other plots. There has to be some language on there that that's going to be private road. Is that correct, Commissioner Odena? Is that what you're saying?
Right. Well, and if this is the preliminary, like Commissioner Carmona just stated, we can't adopt it for preliminary drawing until they get the final. But they can continue, they can go ahead and pursue with their action, right?
Correct. It's just subject to changes and the finalized report.
That's
So
just
they
it.
can go ahead with the closing of the
They can, the only thing you need to get is a final draft, so it'll be filed
Okay.
in court as a final draft. No, this is a preliminary.
So I'll entertain a motion to approve this as a preliminary, survey, subject to corrections or changes as indicated by the court in regards to the easement and the private road maintenance. At that time, the presenter will bring back the finalized survey to be approved by the court and filed with the court for record.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you. 2.9, discussion and appropriate action approval on property and casualty insurance for 2023-2024 fiscal year.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Craig Persky. I'm a Money Insurance Agency. With me is Eli Nance. He's with Risk Assessment Services.
Can you raise the mic up, sir, a little bit, so we can hear you?
Yes, sir. I have a handout. It's okay.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Thank you.
So I put this renewal comparison together for y'all to look at. We do have an increase from last year, mainly on property and auto. The claims that we've had in the property and auto side has been substantial in Texas. It's really building costs has driven up the building values, the building insurance, and then the auto side, getting auto parts and the claims have been tremendous from just little fender benders that result in this increase right here on mainly the auto and property. There's a little bit on the GL side of general liability and then professional. There's two optional coverages at the bottom of this, and it's equipment breakdown for $3,247. I would recommend doing it. That covers something like a brownout on your water well. Like that would cover anything equipment breakdown. The TRIA is terrorism. Normally counties don't cover, or we don't provide any TRIA on any of our counties. Nobody wants to pay for it, but any terrorism act would be covered on that. So normally our counties aren't providing that coverage.
Mr. Pruski, on the property premiums, correct me if I'm wrong, they went up 28,340?
Yes, ma'am. And the building values also went up 4.5, a little over 4.5 million with the contents and the contractor's equipment added in there. And as Eli right here will tell you, he's really essential on placing different coverages for us. The property quote you have now is very good. Quotes for our counties and school districts. I think right now it's a little over 25-cent rate A lot of our districts are 30 cents, counties are 35 cents, so we're very happy with that. I know it looks a very substantial increase, but in today's market, it is a good deal.
You have a question? Go ahead.
You mentioned water well, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The pump, like say, your water well for your water towers and it gets hit by a brownout or a surge of electricity, that's what equipment breakdown would be for. That was just an example of equipment breakdown.
So in essence, you're saying this would cover any water well that is property of Dimmit County?
Yes, well, for that scenario,
Specific,
lightning would be covered anyway. We'd cover lightning, but something like a surge in electricity or somebody vandalism of piece of equipment would be covered with equipment breakdown. So it's not substantial in premium, but it's also not a big line item to cover. Nothing like hail or anything like that.
Any other questions?
Were there any changes to deductibles?
Yes, sir. The only change on deductibles was on law enforcement, and it went from 10,000 to 25,000.
The deductible went up to 25,000.
Yes, ma'am, on the law enforcement liability. If you were to accept it today, there's two pages on your packet, Judge.
Mhm.
At the very end, it's just a sworn statement of values that you sign, and to reject terrorism if that's what y'all choose to do.
That's the TRIA, correct?
Yes, ma'am. And then if that's signed, I can go get it, deliver auto ID cards today. We can firm up this.
What about the equipment breakdown? That's the one about the water well?
Well, yes, ma'am. There's multiple coverage of equipment breakdown. It could be a welder, it could be.
Do we need that?
Boilers?
Boilers.
Sometimes it's machinery equipment in your buildings, for instance, that's not covered by, let's say a lightning strike causes a fire. Well, that equipment that just broke down, just got destroyed by that lightning strike, needs to be covered by another piece of coverage. Then this equipment breakdown will pick that up.
Yes.
Mr. Kursky, when you
Yes.
said law enforcement, is it only the patrol vehicles that are going up to 25 while other vehicles are 10,000?
No, sir. That has nothing to do with that. That's on the auto coverage, sir.
Right, that's what I'm asking.
No, sir. That's for law enforcement in the field for liability purposes if you get sued.
This is for your county jail, your law enforcement officers in the field, dealing with
Oh.
individuals.
It's just law enforcement, for instance, if we got sued for one of their actions, this is specifically for.
And I can speak to the law enforcement piece. A lot of carriers are leaving public entity county space and roads right now, a lot of based on claims, based on what we're dealing with out there in the society right now. The other thing is, most of these ones are packaged with one carrier. It's called packaged public entity proposal. The law enforcement's not, partly because of that. We're dealing with that in every state, particularly here in Texas. The claims just keep higher and higher. But 25,000 is a very good deductible. I write these every day. They're going up to 50 or 100,000. So this particular deductible is very good. And the premium, we were able to put it out to 5 or 10 carriers. We had 2 or 3 carriers quote. This is actually the cheapest one. Will actually stay pretty flat on the premium compared to last year.
Other questions? No?
I do.
Yes,
So
Mr.
what's the
Pereira.
deductible on the autos right now?
On the what?
1,000.
1,000.
On the auto.
Also, your window deductible stayed flat as well. You can see it's 1% subject to 100 minimum. That's the same as last year, which is a very good deal in today's market.
Other questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve the renewal contract for the insurance. However, that the county reject the TRIA, which is the terrorism, based on the information as advised today by Mr. Pruski.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda.
Ju-
Discussion?
Sorry.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Just for confirmation, we're gonna do the equipment breakdown.
To include the equipment, unless you guys don't want the equipment breakdown.
We-
Do you want the equipment breakdown?
I would say that way, if the tower gets in, that's pretty expensive.
Yeah, that's cheap, for $4,200.
Yeah,
So with this is, the total is 497 with the equipment breakdown, or is that an?
Yes, sir.
No, that's it, it's an add-on, so it would be,
Total is $500,367.24.
it'd be it's an optional coverage.
That would include like the radios and all of that on the sheriff's office also.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's a really good coverage for that price.
Yeah.
Other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Discussion and appropriate action, approval to get permit to build a pad site off of FM 2688. Is there any representatives for that? I'll entertain a motion to table. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, presentation of resale bids for property IDs 15009, 14770, 14764, 14807, and 14829. Morning.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Carlos Arce, for the record, with Purdue Brandon. Y'all are doing well. Yes, so for these properties, these are the same properties that were originally placed before you all for consideration back in June. All these properties were previously posted for sale in August of 2022. There were no takers, so they were struck off to the county. So now we have people that are interested. All these bids are above minimum. That's why I'm presenting them to you today. The only one that has multiple bids on them at this point in time is going to be bid, or property ID number 15009. It has one bid at $641, and the second bid number 2 is at $1,500. My recommendation is to accept bid number 2 for that property. And my
What was the first bid, Mr. Austin?
Yes, Judge. The first bid was for $641, and the second bid was for $1,500.
And your recommendation is the 1,500, correct?
Yes, Judge. And that as well is going to be someone local.
That's for 15009.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Judge.
Questions?
We did also send, after the items were tabled, or some of the items were tabled, it was requested that we notify all of the adjacent tract owners. We did. We sent all the notifications out, but we did not receive any further bids at this point in time.
I'll entertain a motion to accept the highest bid for 15009. Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Odena. I'll entertain a motion to accept the highest bid for 14770.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Odena. I'll entertain a motion to accept the bid at 14764. Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. That one's $495. Is that correct, Mr. Arce?
For 14807.
No, 14764.
That is going to be a bid of $495. There's post-judgment years 2017 through 2022. Those will be paid out separately as well for $57.17. And then, of course, it'll get back on the roll for 2023.
I'll entertain a motion for 14807. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. And I'll entertain a motion for 14829. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any other discussion? All in favor? Motion carries for all items.
Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. 2.12, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from County Extension Agent Ms. Alyssa Cruz for the month of August 2023.
Judge.
Morning. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Uranda, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any discussion?
Mr. Pereira, since we forgot to put the monies for the truck, they were gonna get the
We didn't.
extensions. Can we go ahead and?
We didn't forget. We put it on the budget. Yes, sir.
Great. I just thought that we were gonna get it this year.
We'll get it this year, but after October 1. Yes, sir. Did you want it to donate?
I was gonna tell you that I'd go ahead and buy it.
We got it. Thank you, Commissioner,
The last time I talked to you, you said we had to balance.
No, we got it. Thank you. I appreciate it, though. Any other discussion?
Judge?
Yes.
I did just want to kind of inform everyone here today that the Extension Office, along with Atascosa and LaSalle, Nicolin and Zavala, will be hosting the multi-county water well screening on October 11th
Okay,
for
great.
private well owners.
And also just to inform the public and inform the commissioners, we will be having the proclamation for 4-H week tomorrow at 4 p.m. So anybody that's here in attendance and the commissioners, you are welcome to attend tomorrow at 4 p.m. Here at the Commissioners Court for the proclamation of 4-H kickoff week tomorrow. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Cruz.
Thank you.
2.13, discussion and action, monthly report from FCH agent Ms. Carissa Munoz for the month of August 2023.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
The only thing about my report is the dates at the bottom of the report should reflect September, not August.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Uranda, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any other discussion?
They're looking good. They're growing. They're about that tall. So
Nice.
hopefully they'll start to
How many
come
ended
out.
up blooming?
I would say about 20.
Nice.
The what?
The pumpkin, he asked about the pumpkins.
So there's about 20 that we can see.
Nice.
We're hoping that seeds will still start to come up because the week after we planted, there was that heavy rain. So we might have pumpkins popping up along the
Really?
land. So we will
That'll
see.
be great. Hopefully
Probably.
we get a good amount of pumpkins.
Hopefully.
Thank you, Ms. Munoz.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Monthly report from Rodeo Arena Event Coordinator, Ms. Guadalupe Puente for the month of August. Good morning.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We have,
It's something else.
just for the record, Ms. Belinda, we have 3, and then we have 1 absent, and then Commissioner Carmona is non-voting as well. Juan Carmona. 2.15, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from JP Precinct 1, Ms. Sonia Guerrero Perez. Thank you, ladies.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena,
Second.
second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries with 2 absent. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, ma'am. I just want to let you know we're still inputting our citations. We still have not converted over to Southern software, so my staff is still entering citations
Manually.
Yes.
Can you let my office know? Sometime this week we'll get with the sheriffs. I know the sheriff's not here this week, but I'll get with Captain Prieto, or if not Chief Ceniceros, so we can get a hold of Southern Software to see what's going on.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much. 2.16, monthly report from JP Precinct 2, Mr. Alberto Esquivel for the month of August. I'll entertain a motion to table.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from JP Precinct 3, Ms. Leticia Hernandez for the month of August 2023. Good morning, Judge. Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Thank you, Judge. Be safe on the road home. 2.18, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from JP Precinct 4, Mr. Alfredo Martinez for the month of August 2023. Excuse me.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Judge.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any discussion? The 40,000, Judge, that's for this month, ¿verdad? The revenue you brought in for the month?
Yes, Your Honor.
Awesome. Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor. Commissioners.
Thank you. Monthly report from District Clerk Ms. Marisela Gonzalez for the month of August 2023.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Good morning. I have a question, Ms. Mari. I'm looking at the grand jury cases that were presented for August, and I see that there's smuggling and drugs. Are there still presenting your regular felony cases or burglaries?
They have, Judge, but I think their main focus right now at the moment is to present smuggling cases. We're just overwhelmed with OLS cases.
I'm just asking because I don't want it to be to the detriment of our constituents if we're just focusing on smuggling and not other crimes or offenses that are happening within our county.
Just this past month, I mean, most of the indictments were smuggling cases with the exception of a burglary.
I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Urenda, or Commissioner, who was it?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Urenda, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any other discussion?
Ma'am, after the thing, we're finally getting your quote for your building. So we were gonna get two. This one should be finalized by this week, and we'll bring them back before Commissioner's Court.
Great,
Okay.
great.
One is a flat surface, and the other one is with a triangle.
Great.
There's whatever it's
Okay.
called.
I appreciate that, thank you.
Yes.
Judge, if I may, I have two comments.
Yes, ma'am.
Last month, we had court with Judge Flores, and we are still continuing to have issues with the Wi-Fi. As you know, Judge Flores conducts...
Do you mind if we wait for Commissioner Juan to be here
No,
because he's
no,
in
no.
charge of IT?
Okay. Then I'll move on to another comment. I don't know if y'all are aware, our elevator has been down at the historical courthouse. And so last week we had court twice. And unfortunately, we have had a huge caseload. And so we're having to transport cases using the stairs. And on Friday, one of my girls fell coming down the stairs carrying cases. I have court again today, this afternoon. Just wanted to see what...
They came in last, the day they called me, the following day they came in and repaired it.
Okay,
There is issues with it, so we're trying to get to the bottom of it, being that it's an old building and the electrical system is not up to par. So we're trying to get the company to give us the size of breakers, what it requires and all that. because
okay,
That building is, again, so old that the electrical is not holding the capacity of the elevator.
okay. I'm
So,
glad they're
But
here.
they did come and repair it.
Okay,
So they should, it's gonna be going up and on until we get that itemized repair so we can fix it correctly. Because it was being just patched, just make it work and get it done. I know there's been issues with the elevator before because I had to go and get some people out of there when it gets stuck. So, right now the gentleman that came from Houston to take care of the elevator is gonna give us the list of what needs to be done. But now again, remember, we're gonna probably have to go to the historic committee to get it approved, and that's gonna take even longer.
I think a simple fix, Ms. Madi, and it might be outside of your control, but, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, is that we do have the third floor district courthouse here. And I think for the benefit of our constituents and the attorneys and every party involved, it might be a good idea for Judge Abascal to maybe consider holding court in this building since the elevators do work. I mean, obviously,
And once we get it
we can't tell him what to do, but it's a possible solution for the time being that, he conducts court in this building, so that there won't be any inconveniences to your staff, the constituents, the respondents, the defendants, plaintiffs, every person that's involved in the court. I mean, would you agree?
I will definitely bring it
And
up.
then if we get it repaired, then
I mean, because
it's gonna take a while.
I was gonna say, I mean, the fact that we have to go through the historical committee to approve it's a protected building.
Yes.
So sometimes there's certain things we can't do. So speaking of what might happen in the future, there might be a possibility that that building's gonna be down for a while, and at that point, I mean, we've exhausted our resources and we've exhausted what we can, and I would suggest and advise, and I mean, if we have to, Judge Pascal wants to speak to the Commissioners Court, but I would strongly suggest that he consider having court in this courthouse in the meantime, until that Commissioner Alonso and myself, we can get with the historical committee meeting to rectify that problem, because if not, unfortunately, they're going to continue to have, I was advised last week that they were having court in the first floor, in the hallway, or in somewhere.
We had some handicapped people
And-
that couldn't get up the stairs, yes.
But,
I mean, I would say as a judge, if I was a judge, I'm going to take care of my constituents and my people, and I have to have court over here, I'll have court over here.
and if we just go and change wires and that thing catches fire, we're gonna be
But not only that,
Okay.
And then-
you said one of your staff members
Yeah.
fell, and that's,
Yeah.
that right there, liability
Yeah, that's all
issues,
it
yeah.
Yes.
I would strongly suggest that maybe consider holding court here. I mean, obviously getting with Judge Flores so that there's not, courts held at the same time, but normally they don't hold it at the same time. And perhaps maybe just, at least for the next couple of weeks, till we can have a solid answer for you as to the resolution of that elevator.
And plus, the judge will understand, he's got staff carrying a lot of.
Yes, sir.
Cases, suitcases, or whatever it's called. I mean, look at the toll that he's taking on those young ladies.
And
We'll
then
definitely suggest it.
Commissioner Juan, Ms. Madi had a comment in regards to IT and the internet not working on the third floor, so.
Commissioner, I hate to sound like a broken record, but we had court with Judge Flores a couple of weeks ago. As you're aware, Judge Flores conducts her court through Zoom and in person. Zoom for those that are not available to come in person. However, last time she was here, court started about 15-20 minutes after it should have started because they weren't able to connect to the Wi-Fi. Luckily, her staff brought their own Wi-Fi tower from Maverick, and so they were able to use that to connect to the internet. I'm not sure, the system that we have now, it used to be where Wi-Fi was available to all the attorneys when we were having court. And now, depending on the number of people that connect or log into our Wi-Fi, it shuts the system down, or the server. I'm not an IT person, but the way that it's being explained to me is the best that I can explain it to you all. I've been told that the server is old or down or wearing out, and so that's why we're having so many connection issues. I just wanted to bring that up to you. The other thing is our emails. It's happening a lot lately where we can't retrieve our emails. We can't send emails and we can't receive emails because the email server is updating. I'm just curious if that can happen outside of business hours rather than during the day when we're most busy.
Mr. Pereira, I thought you had already,
Well, addressed it with Marky. Did you take a look at it?
Yeah, it's still gonna need to do that though.
I asked David, the person that takes care of that, not to do it during working hours. He gave me his word. He was not gonna do it, but I'll call him again and let him know that it's happening again.
It's happening,
Also,
Commissioner,
the
a couple of times a
server
week.
is outdated. Let's look into one. Let's get a company to come in and set it up.
Yeah, we're waiting for the budget because it's gonna cost
Don't wait
25.
for the budget, but
1,000.
we have money right now. We need to set it up. Let's get it going. Okay?
Okay.
Because I hate for this to happen and then we find out. Did you call Marky when that was
Yes,
down?
sir. Yes, sir.
I'm pretty
But
sure you answered right away.
by that time, they had already connected using their own personal towers.
That's the reason I hate for them to be over there and us over here, because they think their priority is over there, and of course, I'm not very friendly with them, so they probably tend to ignore me. But I'm gonna find out how we can correct that problem.
I appreciate it,
The
Commissioner.
last time you told me, I talked to David, he says, no, that's gonna stop. That barely did.
Still, happening.
I'll give him a call.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Marty. Motion by Commissioner Odena and a motion by, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Discussion appropriate action monthly report from County Clerk Mr. Mario Garcia for the month of August 2023. I'll entertain a motion to table.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Urenda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. 2.21, discussion and appropriate action monthly report from county commissioners for the month of August. Any, aside from what we have on here, anything else to report, Commissioner Odena?
No, ma'am, other than heavy overflow traffic.
I saw that. Ophig Ranch Road. Anything to report, Commissioner Alonso Carmona?
Yes, ma'am, Chokini Lane and 1542, which are combined together there at 3 miles out. They used to call it La Calicera, but it's fixing to get chip and seal. So they're toward the end already to chip and seal it so they can have a good road.
Okay.
Hopefully they'll take care of it.
Anything else you'd like to report, Commissioner Juan Carmona, aside from your report?
No, ma'am, it's over there.
And we will table Commissioner Valerie's report. She's not here today, so I'll entertain a motion to approve precinct 1, 2, 3, and 6.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. 2.22, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Dimmit County Assistant Fire Chief, Mr. David Torres, for July and August 2023. Did you submit
I don't
it?
believe you guys have y'all.
We don't have a report.
Okay, as you can see, for the month of July, we had a total of 10 calls with 1 burn ban citation that was issued. Back in July, we did have multiple calls for grass fires and brush fires off to the side of the road, so due to the heat, we're still dealing with that as of right now. And then for the month of August, once again, we had a total of 12 calls, no burn ban citations were issued. We did have a few grass fires, also a few 18-wheeler fires also, including a 18-wheeler accident on 2680 in Bristol Ranch.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Urenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I think you have to abstain, Commissioner.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. Any objection? One abstention. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Torres.
I have one more.
Yes, sir, I know.
Yes.
Discussion and appropriate action, approval to purchase 8 complete sets of structural turnout gear, coats, pants, boots, helmets, and accessories. Is this out of CO money?
This is going to be coming out of the allocation of what was left for the fire truck.
Motion so moved.
Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Urenda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Oops, I would say,
Yes.
sorry.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Judge, did you want me to go and leave a copy of the report for Ms. Rulo Carvana, or you want me just to?
Well, I'll have my staff
Oh,
give her a
alright.
copy from you.
Yes.
Thank you. 2.24, discussion and appropriate action to purchase a 2023 John Deere 620G for Precinct 2 from the buy board.
Judge, this is a maintainer. It's by board. The old maintainer we have right now, it's about maybe 14 years old. I just had it repaired almost 3 times last year, and it's costing us a lot of money. As soon as it gets repaired, we use it, it goes down. And then we send it back, but they come up with a different issue that it has. It costs us quite a bit. We use it for 2-3 months, and it goes down.
There's not any warranty on it? There was no warranty?
They don't have no warranty. It's already old. And right now, it just went down again. So it's gonna cost us, what, basically, maybe half of the money. Since I've been here, of what a new one's gonna cost.
On this new one, Commissioner, I see it does have warranty through 2029.
We can add warranty under.
Oh, I think it does have your,
Does have it?
yeah, your quote includes warranty.
He said he left it out.
No, your
Okay,
quote includes comprehensive warranty through August 3rd, 2029.
Yeah, 'cause I told him to wait till I brought it before Commissioner's Court before. But no, he went and added under.
Is this out of CO también?
Yes,
As well, excuse me?
Yes, ma'am. They don't take credit.
They don't take trade-ins?
But what I'm gonna do is probably slowly repair it or keep it as a backup. Don't invest that much. I asked them for training and they said they would do it. Thank you. And this is the cheapest one I could get.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Uranda,
Second with the corrections, there's no, we don't pay any taxes, so there's a whole bunch of taxes on it.
yes, there is. Can they give us a new quote, Commissioner?
Yes.
Yeah, there's about 20-something thousand, or actually no, about 50,000 in taxes.
We'll take care of that. It'll be less than the 300.
Correct. Mr. Pereira, whenever he submits that with the, well, you submit it through the PO, ¿verdad?
Yeah, we don't,
So we'll look at it.
we don't,
No, because this quote reflects about 50,000 in taxes.
so we exclude that.
A motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona, subject to the corrections to reflect no taxes to be paid by Dimmit County for the purchase of this John Deere. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action to receive donation of caliche from Socorro Ranch.
Judge, they've been piling up a lot of caliche that they're removing, so I told them if they will give it to the county, and say yes. They accept the donation.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Uranda. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. 2.26, approval to purchase a new truck for the landfill. I'll entertain a motion to table.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. I'm gonna go over the 2.27 and recall those 2.28. Discussion For 2.29, discussion and appropriate action, approval for travel reimbursement for County Treasurer Oscar Ortiz for attending First State Bank of Uvalde meeting in Uvalde, Texas. This is just for the mileage, correct?
Yes, just for the mileage.
I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. 2.30, discussion appropriate action, approval for travel reimbursement for County Treasurer Oscar Ortiz to attend County Treasurers Association in Laredo, Texas. This is for mileage as well?
Just mileage, yes.
Okay.
And when is it?
This was.
Oh, it's already happened?
It already,
Okay.
yes, but the agenda I got was after the deadline.
Right. So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Urenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Ortiz.
The only thing I did want to let y'all know concerning my meeting in Uvalde at the bank, that we're getting with the bank and they're offering a new checking account for Dimmit County employees, and the incentive is they want to sign up, they can get an extra $150. So if you want to maybe let people know if they're interested in
But they
getting
won't give us the one that we have already on the account here.
Well, no, you can open up a new account with them.
Oh.
Can you just get me a flyer from my office and we'll disseminate it?
Okay.
Thank you. If you open a new account, Commissioner, so instead of putting Alonso with the S, you can put Alonso with the Z. You'll get $150. Law enforcement, 3.1, discussion and appropriate action, request for natural gas double deck full-size convection oven 50,000 BTU.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Permission to approach?
Thank you. Sorry.
I have a question for you. On this first one, it's 31,448, but on the bottom, there's a total that says 55,450. You know what? Hold on, because I have it backwards. This is for the tilting skillet, and we're discussing the convection oven. Give me 1 second. I'll take a recommendation from the court as to, there's 3 bids for the convection oven. We have Performance Food Service at $13,632.76. We have I can't understand that already. Web something stove, let me look at it. Oh, Webstaurant store at $17,407. And then we have Kadam at $13,135. It's on the no, that's for the tilt skillet. No, that's the skillet. That one right there, Commissioner?
Okay.
That's for the
Okay,
oven.
they're-
Yes, they're just,
they're out of order.
yes, sir. There was one that's 13, 17, and 13 are for the oven, which is the item that's up for discussion right now.
So which one
The performance one.
The what?
Performance?
The performance at 13,663.
Correct.
That's the recommendation by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Actually, I apologize, I need a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. 3.2, discussion appropriate action, request approval for the natural gas tilt skillet, 120,000 BTU. We have 3 bids. We have Performance at $31,449, Websteront $33,861, and Kadon at $33,861. The only question I had was on that first one, Ms. Montes, on Performance. I suppose that's what you're recommending, or that's the one you're wanting?
Yes, ma'am.
At the bottom, it shows a total of $55,450.
No, it's gonna be the $31,448.46.
Okay.
Snap out. That's if you want to include more accessories or not.
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion to accept a bid of $31,448.46 for a natural gas tilt skillet, 120,000 BTU.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. 3.3, discussion appropriate action, jail status and sheriff's report. This is the jail report, correct?
Yes.
Is there anybody for the sheriff's report?
You have a report or is that?
Nobody submitted a report.
No, I think that's till next, commissioner's court.
So no jail, no, it's just a jail report.
Yeah, so we're not gonna have one, so next week, we'll the sheriff's office.
Okay, make sure you advise our office because we have it put as for both of you guys. Normally, we have both of them at the same time.
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions?
I check it.
Ms. Montes turned hers in, yes. Questions?
What do we have?
We have Ms. Montes for the jail, and I'll entertain a motion to table the sheriff's report for the next commissioner's court meeting.
So moved.
Motion to table the sheriff's report by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. This is going to be the discussion and appropriate action for the jail status, which is what Ms. Montes submitted. Questions, Commissioner Juan? You have a
Yes,
question?
ma'am. This is why I was asking about what the city's, we've got 59 inmates, and I know the majority are gonna be from the border patrol or whatever. So they still haven't gotten in touch with you, or how can we move them out?
No, sir, we're still waiting on the OLS.
Once we receive those phones, we're gonna be able to move those emails to the purposes of send.
How about if we charge them for housing them, even though I know that they're saying that until we get that grant, but right now, we're the ones carrying them. So how can we get reimbursed? They're making the money, they got the grants, but we're stuck here with holding these people, so I want to get reimbursed. Well, I want the Dimmit County to get reimbursed for something. We've been holding them for a long time.
Right. But that, there are prisoners, that's it. I mean, there's nothing we can do.
Well, let's sue Governor Abbott.
You're talking about which ones? The
people that were holding that border patrol or
we don't have those. I already signed an MOU
I
with
just
sheriff.
asked if we had them. He said, yeah.
No, I
You
was,
mean the federal inmates?
No, federal
No, federal inmates, we only got 26.
No,
right?
the smuggling ones should not no longer be being held at your office, because sheriff and I signed a MOU with the state that once they get them, they're shipping them off to Segovia or the Briscoe unit or Valverde. So there shouldn't be any here, maybe for a day or so while they're getting, yes, getting processed, but after that, we have a MOU with, I just signed it with the sheriff and with the governor's office that they're being shipped off to those three.
And once we get the witness forms, they're gonna be shipped immediately.
Correct.
All we need is the complaint from the deputy, they're gonna do all the processing in Valverde County.
Okay, why do we have 59 in total?
Those 59s,
Those are inmates either for burglaries, thefts, bench, yes, correct.
Warrants from out of county, but that's what we have.
let's say an inmate is gonna have court. So district attorney's office prepares a bench warrant. We, Dimmit County, go pick up the inmate from wherever his house, and then we're gonna bring it to the Dimmit County for his court, his appearance in court.
But yet, if he gets sentenced or whatever, we still hold them.
Yes, until we send them back to complete the time, either PCJ or the federal facility.
How long does it take? How long does it take?
It depends on the course. Sometimes they're set for a month or 2 months. We don't have any saying on that.
Or at the same time, let's say we're gonna bring an inmate, and he's gonna have court next month. It would be better for us to keep it here, because if we send them back to the federal facility, then we're gonna have to start the process again. To have the bench warrant, to have the transport ready, to go to pick them up, and then to bring it to the court date.
I understand 1 month is a lot different than 3 or 4 months. Correct?
It depends, that is.
Well, it depends on the system.
On the court, yes, correct.
Maybe we ought to talk to the DA that they need to move along.
Well, actually, it's gonna be the district.
The district judge, it'll be Judge Moscato, Judge Flores.
They're just taking too long. We get more and more and more, and we can use the facility for the federal inmates. Because we're gonna be overloaded, overcrowded, overloaded.
But
See, that's what I'm trying
we understand.
to figure out.
I understand, and hopefully we get those, all these funds. He's gonna be arrested today, all we need is a complaint from the deputy, it's gonna be shipped right away to the Valverde, and we don't have to deal with that anymore.
There you go, that's it, it's even better. All right, yeah. I'm just curious, because I keep seeing an increase in Dimmit County, so.
Build us a bigger gym. We'll have to build.
Ma'am, just for clarification on your typo, it's not for Manuel, for a jail employee. On the manual, you're doing the upgrade on the policies. It's not for Manuel, it's manual, it's an A.
Oh, that
It's a
was the,
typo. Because I take it, who's Manuel, the jail employee?
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just letting you know, correct the typo.
Okay.
because-
He's just saying on where you put working and review manual for jail employee, you spelled manual like Manuel,
Oh,
so he's saying for you to put an A.
There's not a person thing.
Mhm. Any other questions?
I picked up on little things, so.
I'll entertain a motion for approval of the jail status.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Uranda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. 4.1, discussion and appropriate action status report for utility.
So you're Manuel.
He says this is Manuel.
On the CSA building, handicap ramp has been reconstructed, and the floor in the building is going to be replaced due to the conditions left by the construction crews. The floor is in stock.
It's gonna be replaced?
Yeah.
On the CSA?
Yeah. And the floor is in stock and will be delivered this week. The doorknob on the storage room has been installed also.
I'm sorry, sir, I didn't hear that one before. I apologize for it.
The doorknob on
Okay.
the storage room has been installed.
Where's your report? Can you get one? I don't see one.
No, we didn't get it.
Just for future reference, Mr. Jaime?
Make sure you submit a report with my office so that it can be included in the binders of the commissioners and the judge.
The only thing pending at the CSA is the parking lot.
Did they remove that palm tree too?
No.
No. Any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any discussion? All in favor? Any abstention or objection? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Hyman. 5.1, discussion and appropriate action status report, grants and planning.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I'll be presenting on behalf of both of us since Carla had to leave to doctor's appointment. On Carla's behalf, she left me a little note so I can explain to you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. For the month of August, she has several housing announcements that have become available to her. Some, just to name a few, the Healthy Home Protection Grant Program, the PROS Housing Department of Housing and Urban Development, the Restore Act Direct Component Grant, and she's also looking into some grants for wildfire defense grants to help aid and fire defense services as well as recreational funding. She has wrote that she's also continuing to search for a trade school engagement program for the community, funds for a juvenile detention center, and grants regarding animal shelter as per judge request. As for me, I'm also looking into grants for the animal shelter as per judge request, as well as I've already applied for a grant for AEDs, so that our law enforcement as well as the county can have one in each office just in case anybody goes into cardiac arrest. That's pretty much what I have to report for the month.
Thank you. Any questions?
On the AEDs, is the fire department included on there?
Yes, I requested enough for the county.
I think we got enough for every single department, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, like for the trucks. AEDs, like if we respond to a cardiac arrest.
Yes.
There's something
There was
that-
something that was recommended for that training that we had with the individual. So that's something that we looked into to make sure, because we don't have AEDs in the entire county. So I think the sheriff's office had maybe one or something, right?
Yes.
Any other questions? Yes. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Urenda, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any discussion? All in favor? Any objection or abstention? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. Financial discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from the county treasurer, Mr. Oscar Ortiz, for the month of August.
The only thing I really wanted to highlight for August was I moved about $5 million out from the bank to our investment pools to be invested. And I also, I mean, this is going to be in next month's report, but I did move another $1 million last week.
Entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Urenda. Discussion.
For a month I'm reporting on, the general fund, I moved $500,000 into our investment pools, and then the tax note money, I moved, that was for a majority, was the 4.5. because it's just sitting here at the bank, only earning less than 1%, so I thought it'd be better to earn 5%.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection or abstention? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Ortiz.
Thank you.
6.2, discussion and appropriate action, financial report from County Auditor Mr. Carlos Pereira for the month of August.
If you look at the current taxes, our budget for this year, 22-23, was $12,862,000. We've actually collected $13,112,000 through the end of August. And in sales tax, we had budgeted $2,300,000, and we're actually at $3,300,000. So basically, the majority will be over. The only place where we'll be short will be detention court bills, but everything else makes up for that. So we've actually budgeted $19 million for the year, and we've collected $20 million. And as far as expenditures, through the end of August, we're at $13,895,000. So that makes us $6,500,000 revenues over expenditures as of August.
So,
Excuse me. Question?
so we're gonna have a pretty good fund balance?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I was gonna ask you, I noticed from Mr. Ortiz's report, we still have a lot of money on some of the COs.
Okay.
So, how is it?
Every commissioner has got their balances already.
And what?
Their balances on COs.
I got them?
You have received them?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what I can understand is we used some of it already, and we're still at 9 million
Which one are you talking about?
on 22. COs. That's the correct amount?
Yes, we're talking about 22, correct? Yes, there's still a little over 9 million.
So we got 10 million, so we all have used some of it from the 22, and we're still at 9.
But, okay, so if you bought something and you haven't received it or paid for it, that's why you show a balance there. So if you bought a $500,000 equipment, until we pay for it, it'll still be in that balance.
So this is not accurate, right?
Well, it's what's in the bank.
It's before any deductions are being made.
I understand.
That's at the end of August. That's cash at the end of August. So if you ordered something in August, it hasn't come in, hasn't been paid for, it'll still be there.
Sorry, I was thinking of that machine we bought, but we bought it out of
Capital outlay.
capital. Never mind, sorry.
I'll entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection or opposition? Motion carries. 6.3, discussion appropriate action, budget adjustment within grants and planning.
You reviewed this, Mr. Pereira?
Yes, sir.
Yes, they all came from his office.
Yeah, we'll check it before we...
And just so you know, some of the MR equipment, just to reflect, we had purchased some water for the day that we were giving out water for the days of the
It doesn't come out of the catastrophic event.
Some of it is, some of it does, some of it does.
So every department has reviewed it, and so they had signed off on it.
Had a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstention, objection? Motion carries. 6.4, discussion and a budget adjustment within other expenses. That's the catastrophic.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection or abstention? Motion carries. 6.5, budget adjustment within the Sheriff's Office.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
6.6, discussion appropriate action, budget adjustment within the jail department. Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Urenda. Chief, on here I have a question, Ms. Montes not here, for, they move fuel and oil to sheriff's uniforms. Is that for the sheriff's uniforms or for the jail uniforms? Do you know?
I'm not sure on that one.
Carlos,
Which one?
on the jail,
I know we didn't make any adjustments, the auditor's office did the adjustments on.
If they were under the jail, but yeah.
okay, because they're both coming out of, okay. Okay. It's because there was two of them. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Captain. Question? Yes, sir. No, it was Mr. Pereira that needs to be, he's the one that needs to sign it.
Mr. P.
Mr. Pereira, on the other expenses, when we finish off, we need to have you sign because that was an adjustment within from your office about,
Okay.
Need your signature.
yeah, she has the originals.
Yours also.
Look at that. You need yours first?
But we haven't done that, have
No, we haven't gone there yet. I'll do that right now.
Look at them closely.
Discussion and appropriate action, budget adjustment within the sanitation department. See, this is where you're talking about, Commissioner Juan, where we're doing budget adjustments to give to part-time. Commissioner Alonso? On the budget adjustments, this is where the discussion of moving funds to part-time.
That one.
I'll get to that right now, but
Oh, okay.
motion by Commissioner Alonso. Second, we're on sanitation department. Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. 6.9, discussion and appropriate action, budget adjustment within the tax assessor collector. Excuse me. There's, next
Oh, I
up.
see it.
I don't know, there's, that's what I was looking at. There was two of them. Because they're out of order. I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Carmona. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Juan. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Budget adjustment within the county clerk.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection or opposed? Motion carries. Budget adjustment within the courthouse. Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Is there a second? Second by myself. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection
Aye.
or abstention? We have one abstention, Commissioner Alonso. Budget adjustment within the IT department.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Uranda,
Second.
second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Budget adjustment within the district clerk.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Budget adjustment within the golf course.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second? I'll second it.
Second.
Second by myself. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Opposition? Motion carries. Budget adjustment within Road and Bridge 1.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any discussion?
Why are you running low on utilities?
On utilities?
On Road and Bridge one?
Yes.
We're charging us for the news field, the electricity, from when we had it, he took on on the field. Remember, Betty? Remember the
Why is Road and Bridge 1 paying the utilities from the Atlantis field?
news field?
Because, I don't know.
That's the way it was set
Oh,
up.
because it was different before, I mean, that's the way they said it.
No, that's not, I thought, the water comes out of, Alanis from the park.
Yeah, but the electricity, the electricity, Miss,
I don't know.
and she always told me that we need to sign up to pay for the electricity.
This is where I get confused. I thought the electricity was always paid, all utilities were paid by the courthouse.
Never, for the buildings,
Huh?
for all, most of the buildings.
Most of the, what do you mean most of the bills?
Well, the buildings that are part of the courthouse. So,
We get never paid electricity out of
Road and Bridge 1.
out of Road and Bridge.
I think, Commissioner, and this is just the way it was explained to me, when the previous commissioner was here, I think he had something to do with taking over that field, and then when the negotiations started about the water and the electricity, that's when he took responsibility and said, I'll pay for the electricity, and it's not being budgeted under precinct one since that time. So when I came on board, I asked, I said,
Why did you wait to correct all of that?
well, I know, but it was something that's done in Commissioner's Court.
Yep, because I pay utilities on the street line. There's some zucchini.
The street,
Right.
That-
So
Yeah,
that's
the street
mine.
lights, we pay for them out of the
But
Road
that was
and
something that
Bridge.
was done in Commissioner's
Because
Court.
we request them, but other electricity, I don't remember ever having to pay for that.
I know, but that was something that was done in Commissioner's Court at the time, and that's what we agreed on. Okay.
no, that's fine, I was just wondering.
We change it, you do it, but it can't do that.
Might be a good idea to change it and put it wherever
It's supposed to be.
and then the other time we should negotiate that with the city.
Now, if you'd like to request on the roads, there are, so they're on the county roads. I understand.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Budget adjustment within the utility department. Same announcement, Commissioner?
So move.
Same thing? For the utilities department. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second? Second by myself. I don't know where Ms. Belinda went, but just write the little note for her, Ms. Sally. Discussion?
This also for the electricity or?
Yes, yeah,
For where?
for utility, the utility department. Utility department for the water bill, meters. This year, since it was really hot, those fans were on all the time for the, pumps.
But the only thing that throws us off is it just says you gotta put it down, like over here, it should say, for the next electrical, next fire, or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
And over here, because they're posted utilities, and I don't really know how many.
I know, but that's a department. It's a department that's in there.
Yeah, that's what he's
I
doing.
understand.
He's-
what they-
he's
his
saying-
Department, his money is there, but it doesn't say what utility, that's what I'm saying.
I know, but that's, if you look at the budget adjustment, that's where it's at.
No, it does, he's saying, he's asking Uranda for next time to put utilities and to put on there for Alanis Field, or utilities for the fans at the water well.
Utility goes under the,
Because it's different. I know what he's saying is, it's confusing because the utilities, because it's for the light or on the new field, which comes out of that item number utility for precinct 1. But the other one is for an actual, department utility. So it gets confusing. I understand what you're saying.
Utilities.
Yeah, I'll get Melissa to word it. I think, put more detail on it.
cause I'm pretty sure you would ask me también, hey,
No,
look at
it
it.
gets confused because right,
Yeah.
one after the other, one says, I see it.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Budget adjustment within the county judge's department. Thank you. And as you can see, for clarification on the travel and training, my budget provides the travel and training for all commissioners and the county judge. So if you were inquiring, I just wanted to clarify that's what that amount reflects, because my department carries the travel and training for the entire commissioners court. Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Uranda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Budget adjustment within the Parks Department.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Budget adjustment within Road and Bridge 3. I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Budget adjustment within Precinct 4, Commissioner Noguera. I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Budget adjustment within Metro. Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Budget adjustment within Road and Bridge 2. Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion? All in favor? By
I abstain.
an abstention by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Claim docket. Claim docket,
You don't have to abstain.
not on these, just on whenever it's like an actual
Secretary, can you make a motion submitting the request?
claim docket. We have the general fund is $62,636.07. Utilities is $645, excuse me, and 12 cents. Rodeo Arena, $75. Dimmit County payroll, $104,502.32.
Judge,
I have two copies. Was this a correction? Excuse me.
Correction to this because we have, because of the end of the fiscal year, we're trying to get the end to be paid the first couple days, so that's why this is the list that we sent out. And these are just add-ons for utilities and what have you that, so we can get it paid off before September.
Yes, Commissioner.
so which one, I know, but which one were you?
I was reading this first
The
one.
small one.
Yes, the small
But
one.
this is the one we start off with.
Correct.
Oh, sorry.
The general fund, 100 is $649,557.36. Dimmit County grants, $120,328.88. Dimmit County Airport, $11,518.55. Dimmit County Golf Course, $11,171.51. Law Library Fund, $525.19. Courthouse Security, $3,123.91. Records Management Clerk, $11,858.03. Utilities, $52,675.32. Stone Garden, $38,286.02. Local Border Security Sheriff, $20,000. CTIF Text Dot, $216,000. Dimmit County Payroll, $391,314.02. Catalina Water Well Project Phase 2, $590,081. CDBG Colonia Fund, $32,850. COs 2015 is $4,250. COs 2017, $161,288. COs 2018, $16,876.79. COs 2019, $82,194.78. COs 2020, $1,406,036.83. American Rescue Plan, $114,250.77 for a total of $3,934,181.96.
So,
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion? All in favor?
aye.
Motion carries. I am going to recall 2.27, discussion and appropriate action, discussion and consideration on Victory Ambulance and contract for 2023-2024. Yes, I called that out. The time is 12:38 and we are going to go into executive session regarding the legalities of 2.227. Mr. Ortiz. 2.27, discussion and appropriate action, discussion and consideration on Victory Ambulance Service and contract for the 2023-2024 fiscal year. I'll entertain a motion to keep the contract as it is, as presented by the Victory Ambulance Service from 2022 to 2023 for it to roll over to 2023-2024.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstention or objection? Motion carries. 2.28, discussion and appropriate action, budget amendment for Victory Ambulance 2022-2023. I'll entertain a motion to authorize the auditor's office and the treasurer's office to amend the budget to reflect the amount as bid by Victory Ambulance for 2022-2023. Is it in here?
So move.
Where is that? Where's the budget amendment?
Other services. Other expenses. That would have other expenses.
Other expenses.
So
That was the other. That was the other. We already approved it, yes. So that will be, that budget amendment was submitted through a budget adjustment for other expenses, Mr. Pereira. So, Mr. Ortiz and Mr. Pereira, please be advised that the court is approving as we take a vote right now. Entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any discussion? All in favor? Any objection? Motion carries. I will entertain a motion now for adjourn. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any discussion? All in favor? The time is 1:34. I will open up the public facilities meeting. Roll call, let the record reflect that Precinct 1, Commissioner Uranda, Precinct 2, Commissioner Alonso Carmona, Precinct 3 and 6, Commissioner Juan Carmona, and myself, County Judge Marta Ponce, are present. We have one absent, which is Commissioner Precinct 4, 5, and 7, Mrs. Valerie Rubalcaba. I will entertain a motion on 1.3, approval of minutes of regular meeting September 11th. Motion by Commissioner Uranda. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any discussion? All in favor? Any objection? Motion carries. Personnel and policy, discussion and appropriate action. Any new business? If there's no new business, there is no action. No new business?
No, no.
Okay, no action. Financial, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report.
You should have there in your package.
Excuse me, thank you.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Uranda, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Claim docket, we have the public safety at $7,691.97. I'll entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Uranda, second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you very much, everybody.
Mr. 49er made the motion.